Living in a ghost town, one man refuses to leave his toxic town, still quarantined nearly a year after Japan's Fukushima nuclear disaster. Well, our Kyung-la paid a visit to see why he won't go.
In the shadow of the Fukushima nuclear plant, one man's quiet defiance echoes through these contaminated, empty streets. 10 miles away from the disaster, the town of Tomioka is inside a government-mandated evacuation zone. But that hasn't stopped Naoto Matsumura from refusing to heed the evacuation order in place since the nuclear meltdown. Since then, you've been living inside the exclusion zone. Yes, he says, I've remained. It began with a simple desire to feed the animals on his farm. The government evacuated 78,000 residents around the exploding plant last March without a plan to rescue pets and valuable livestock. Weeks turned to months and now a year. Matsumura capturing pictures of his solitary life, his dying cattle, his untended farm. Defiance grew into fury. Are you angry at the government a year later after this disaster? I'm full of rage, he says. That's why I'm still here. I refuse to leave and let go of this anger and grief. I weep when I see my hometown. The government and the people in Tokyo don't know what's really happening here. Do you feel the people of your town are the ones truly paying the price? We're the victims, he says. The government and TEPCO, they're the perpetrators, but they don't treat us as victims. The cleanup, he says, has been painfully slow, only small signs of progress, like this park where contaminated soil is under blue tarps. So Matsumura continues to keep tabs and needle Japan's government as the sole citizen of Tomioka. He's actually taken on a neighbor's pet and feeding this little dog, just trying to keep this dog alive. Inside his house, there's no electricity. There's very little access to water. And the reason why he would live in this way is because he says this is home. Are you worried about your health living there? I'm completely contaminated, he says. Why take your personal health at risk for this? We have to decontaminate this area or else this town will die. I will stay to make sure it's done, he says. I want to die in my hometown. His determination has turned him into a local legend. Money is coming in after he posted this YouTube video asking for donations. Matsumura survives on canned food, which he grabs outside of the exclusion zone. The local township looks the other way as he continues to break the law. But the pressure from authorities is growing. Matsumura said he would do this interview only outside the mandated evacuation zone. What is it that you want the international community to know 1 year after this disaster? You see what can happen. The U.S., Russia, and Japan, this is the third nuclear accident, the third time something we created that ended up hurting us. We haven't learned our lesson yet. Kyung-la, CNN, inside the exclusion zone.